Good evening, everyone, and welcome to this edition of the Health and Wellness Show. In tonight's program, we're going to talk about essential oils and the difference of how we use therapeutic grade essential oils and the difference between cooking oils and massage oils and therapeutic oils. My name is Nellie Greer, and I'll be your host tonight. So in the beginning is that essential oils are aromatic, volatile liquids that are distilled from trees, bark, roots, bushes, seeds, and flowers. And the chemistry of the essential oil is very complex. Each one may consist of hundreds of different and unique chemical compounds. Moreover, essential oils are highly concentrated and are far more potent than dry herbs. The distillation process is what makes essential oils so concentrated. It often requires an entire plant or more to produce a single drop of distilled essential oils. Essential oils are also different from vegetable oils such as corn oil, peanut oil, and olive oil. They are not greasy and do not clog the pores like many vegetable oils can. Now, the idea of this program is that we ended up doing a program that we talked a lot about the different therapeutic tools, devices, and we decided to incorporate the essential oils so that you know how you can make a treatment more therapeutic and in delivering the very frequency of plant to assist on whatever condition that you're trying to treat. And so essential oils are, there are folks in the profession like acupuncturists that are actually using the essential oils and incorporating them in treatments. So before they do the needles, what they do is they end up soaking the needles a little bit on the tip with the essential oils, and then they apply them wherever it is on the meridians. Also, you can use essential oils on when you do the chi machine, let's say. You put them on the feet, you can put them on the chest, you can put them behind the ear and on the wrist, and you can also put them on the stomach. And when you do the chi machine, what it does is it actually delivers that essential oil throughout the system, increasing, because they do have the megahertz is how they are they're graded, or the consistency. You get to understand what each and every oil, the megahertz as to the frequency of each oil. Now, I'm going to talk about every part of the body and what oil is best to use for that area. So let's just say that instead of taking a medication to assist with a condition, let's say for hair, for instance, alopecia. There are a lot of folks that are battling that condition, and alopecia is actually an inflammatory condition of hair loss. That it's actually the second. It's rated the second baldness or method of baldness in the U.S. And it is said that for that condition, if you do the oil rosemary and you use thyme or you use lavender, and you end up using those oils directly on scalp, and you do them at night. Oh, and cedar. Cedar is another, red cedar is another oil that's used also. And when you combine these oils and you put them on the scalp and you do it at night, it actually assists for that condition. And let's just say that also alopecia can be treated also with lavender. And so those oils are the ones that you would actually use for alopecia. The idea is that when you take an essential oil with the frequency that is, let's say, 80, because the readings on the oils can go from 30 to all the way to 130. So the idea is that for every single oil that you use, it has a certain frequency, and by using it directly on whatever area, it actually treats that area by breaking down all the toxins and chemicals and waste and heavy metals and whatever. So the idea is, for the hair, those are the oils that are used. Even for baldness, you can use those oils as well. In the starting point, it wouldn't work if a person has been thinning or bald for a long many years, like 5 or 10 years. But if you start losing and you start addressing it right away, the results are good. Now let's just say that you have a headache, and the headache is migraine headaches. Let's say that you have sugar headaches, and that's considered hypoglycemic headaches. Or if you're stressed, or maybe hormonal headaches. And those headaches, they all have a different oil that you can use. There is an oil that's called Relieve It. There is also an oil that's called Pan Away. There is one that's called Migraine, and you can use peppermint. So these are all different oils for different conditions of headache. And when you do that, what you do is you just wet your finger and put it on your temple. You put some on the tip of your nose, and by doing that, and some on the wrist, and by breathing it, you actually right away assist. Within seconds, your headache is gone. A lot of times it is said that if you use the oils and you lay down for just a few minutes, within a few minutes, less than 5 minutes, you're up again and you're free of it. That is how quickly the delivery is. Now the confusion is that there are oils. They are massage oils, and there are oils that are food grade that you can almost buy anywhere. And but if you try to do the very things with those essential oils that are food grade, that are only 1 to 5% of what it is that it says on the bottle, whatever the oil is, you will not get the same benefits of what I'm talking today. The therapeutic oils are 100% grade essential oils of whatever it is that it says on the bottle. So if we're talking about peppermint, it's 100% peppermint. And if I'm talking about cedarwood, it is 100% cedarwood. So the idea is that when we address and we use them for different conditions, you get the results right away. Just want to give you a little, for instance. There was a lady that had actually heard Dr. Young talk about a burn. You know, he ended up saying that you can use the oils if you burn or third degree or whatever. You know, you can put the essential oils, lavender, and so this lady right away took that information, and she ended up going to the store and got lavender. But the lavender had alcohol in it, and it didn't have the 100% grade. It was adulterated, and it had mineral oil. So when she ended up putting it on a burn, it ended up creating a third degree burn. She ended up saying that that she had followed what Dr. Young had said, and it caused her to have a worse burn than what she started with. However, the information was that she took information what Dr. Young had said of his product, and she ended up using somebody else's product. So I don't want people to sort of take one to the other, and I just want people to really understand exactly what it is that I'm talking about. So if I talk about lavender and I tell you that the lavender does this, it does this if this is the oil that you use. If you use another brand, or if you use another, you need to take their information and use their oils to get whatever therapy that they tell you it can be used for. So I don't want people to confuse one to the other. Also, for hearing, For hearing impairment, for ear aches, there's a lot of children that have a lot of ear infections, and so we have essential oils that will help with that. And so the idea with essential oils to the ear is basically where you take the oil and you dab, you put it in a little bit of a Q-tip, and then what you do is you just surround the outside of the ear, not the inside. Never oils. You never put oils inside the ear. We have essential oils that are good for hearing impairment, like helichrysum. It's a holy oil that's actually good for anyone that has ear infections and also have hearing impairment. If you ended up in an accident, let's say, and it affected your hearing, or if you went to a concert and all of a sudden your hearing became impaired, you take helichrysum and you swipe it behind your ear. You put some on the inside of the ear with your finger, swiping it. The frequency of the oil will carry through the channel and will fix, and it will repair the nerves, because the oils tend to regenerate nerve, and so it will fix a lot of things that are going on in simple terms, simple form, quickly, without taking any medication, harsh medication to affect your stomach. A lot of times when we take medication, what happens is it affects the lining of our stomach, and most people will say, I took this medication and it's like my stomach, I had this sharp pain in my stomach, and that's because that medication was harsh enough that it affected the lining of the stomach. And so now that's the start. Now if you continue to do that, it will continue to tear, and it will continue to absorb and rid of the good bacteria that you have fighting for you. Now they're no longer present. So the idea is that is another reason why you want to do alternative means as to another way of addressing pain and inflammatory disorders that really are the start of, which is giving you a message that something is not right. And so inflammation is a call for help. It's kind of letting you know that something is not right. So now we talked about headaches, migraine, sugar headaches, hormonal, migraines, and the next one, and we talked about the ears, impairment, earaches. For eyes, a lot of times if we have problems, if we have issues with eyes, or if we have a condition where our eyes are dry, they're sensitive, they're weeping, or just allergies, you can put in essential oils around the bone of the eye. So when you apply oils, you never put them very close to the eye. Even though you're addressing the eye, you never put them very close to the eye. You always go the bone around the eye, and by swiping the oils around the bone of the eye, it actually travels and travels to where it needs to be without having it so close. So the essential oils for eyes, you can use Gentle Baby, you can use lavender. There's a lot of simple oils that you can use, and lavender is usually for skin, is usually a good one to use, and it is said that it hydrates the skin, and there's some oils that we use, like lemon is used to lighten the skin, or maybe you have brown spots or that you want to, or freckles that you want to rid of. Lemon can be used, orange can be used for skin. It makes the skin real beautiful. However, these are oils that when you apply them, you have to know not to go out in the sun right after you apply them. So if you're doing a massage and you're doing some oils like lavender, orange, and lemon, you want to make sure that those are citric oils, and so you want to at least not go out in the sun for about 1 or 2 hours after you apply them. Now, so we addressed skin, we addressed eyes. Let's say for hormonal, when we do hormonal balance, there are oils that are good for, like hot flashes. Endoflex is actually an oil that you can use for balancing the hormones. And also Dragon Thyme is another good one for women that are having issues with hot flashes. There's also oils like the Dragon Thyme is used. Mister is also used because Mister kind of gives us estrogen. Dragon Thyme gives us the other. So it kind of gives us a little bit of the estrogen and a little bit of the testosterone, so that it tightens the skin. And so, but Endoflex for hormonal. Bergamot is also good as a balancer. It actually balances hormones. There is, it's good for anxiety. It's good calming. So it falls into that same thing as for the hot flashes and balancing hormones. For men, there is a Mister is an oil that's good, and they also do, bergamot can be used by men as well, and we do have like progesterone cream too that is used for men as well as for women. And also lavender is kind of like used across the board for any condition. In fact, when you don't know what oil to use, lavender is one that it's like the mother of all oils. The other thing too is pregnant moms can use Gentle Baby. They can use Gentle Baby in their bath. They can actually apply it in the lotion so that it helps with stretch marks. What's the other one? Peace and Calming is very nice as well. Lavender is like the first one for moms. It's very relaxing, and it's used for skin as well. And the babies, you can use it for babies. Know that when you use fragrances on babies, what you want to do is you want to dilute it 1 to 2 drops in some lotion and put it on their bodies. You can do it that way. If you are addressing maybe some warmer oils, let's say, for instance, if you're using oils like for respiratory, or if you're using for cough, sinuses, for sinus, for cough, for allergies, the oils that we use are RC is considered abbreviation for respiratory cough. It's almost like a vapor. The oils that are there are eucalyptus, rosemary, clove, cinnamon. And so these oils, when you put them on the chest, you put them on the feet. And it is said that when you put them on the feet, it actually will deliver all the way to the top of the head in 20 minutes. And if you put them on the back, on the spine, and you put them on the chest, put them on the wrist, behind the ears, and on the nose, and you go to bed, all that warmth under the covers, it'll cause a vapor, so you end up taking all that and you sleep like a baby. For kids, if you want to treat the babies with it because they're having cough spells or whatever, you can do it on the feet. However, when they're newborns, infants, what they do is you actually put them on your hand, and then you take the baby's feet and you hold it for like 3 to 5 minutes. And what happens is it travels from your hand to their feet. As they get older, then what you do is you put the oils, and then you put a little bit of oil, like a V6 oil that we have, to be able to dilute that oil. And then you put them on their chest, And you would do it the same way that you do it for yourself, except that you're doing it with a carrier oil. And the reason why you do that is because some oils are a little hotter than others. And the cinnamon usually causes, the clove causes it to be a lot warmer than just having it be eucalyptus. So for allergies, Eucalyptus globius, there is Eucalyptus dive, there's Eucalyptus radiata, and so rosemary is good, and RC is a good one. Thieves is another good one. It's actually considered, it kills airborne infection. It's one of the oils that was used in the biblical time, where they used it to fight off the plague. And so it was considered, for those that had the oil, it was considered they were rich because they had something that they were able to put on, and they wouldn't get they wouldn't get infected with whatever was going on, the plague. Also, these oils you can diffuse, you can apply, you can do a compress, you can use them in your bath, you can put them in a lotion, you can apply them. So we have for allergies, for cough, and what's the other? For stomach aches, for stomach ache, you can do peppermint. You can actually rub peppermint on your stomach, and within a few minutes you can feel the gases leave the body. You can actually put peppermint, and you can use it for headaches. You can also use it if you are falling asleep and you want to wake up. Peppermint is a good one to use on the hand and breathe it. You can also use peppermint as an antidepressant. It actually helps you, and it helps you to oxygenate the body good so that you can breathe, and it just changes your mood. It makes you think clearer. It is said that if a student is studying, doing homework, studying for a test, it is said that if you present an oil and you do your studies within that oil, with that oil, smelling it, working with it, what you do is the next day when you go to test, guess what? If you were to present that oil again on that day that you're testing, the recall on that would be like 100%, because you connect with that oil and it's almost like you're testing with an open book. And this is very good for students, and if you're just studying and you're falling asleep, a lot of folks, start reading, and before they even start the second page, you're falling asleep already. So if you do an essential oil, it'll keep you alert and it'll keep you awake. And so, so peppermint is a good one. You can use it in cocoa. Put it 1 to 2 drops in cocoa, and hot cocoa. You can actually put it in tea. And when you drink it, it creates that vapor, so it opens up all the pathways. It opens up the sinus, so any allergies that you might have, it just kind of gets rid of it. It's good for muscle aches, for pain. It's an anti-inflammatory oil that will help with any tight muscles, tired muscles. You can do it on the feet. So these are oils that you can do in conjunction with any therapeutic device that you're using, that we did last week with the Chi, the Hot House, the far infrared pads, with the e-power, and also the ERE machine. So peppermint, and the other is, let's see, headaches, allergies, for asthma. We have essential oils for that too, and for liver cleanse. Let's say that you want to do a cleanse, but you don't want to go through that whole process of doing 15 days or 20 days of a liver cleanse. we have an oil that's called Juva Cleanse. And Juva Cleanse is good for fatty liver. And you know, for a while, you never heard of that. And now all of a sudden, it seems like everyone I talk to says I have a fatty liver. I don't know how I got it, and I was told I had it, and this is what I need to do, and I don't know where to go from there. And so a liver cleanse, Juva Cleanse actually will help the fatty liver, and it will start to rid of all the toxins that are in there, the heavy metals and the waste, and breaking the fats. There is Juva Cleanse. There is Juva Flax. There's Juva Flax also, and Ledum. And I did speak about this on the hepatitis A, B, and C, and how these essential oils work with that. And kidney, the kidney flush, we can actually work with the kidneys by doing essential oils. And what we do is you take like fennel. Fennel, it is said that it's an oil that breaks the toxins, and it releases, it really breaks down the toxins that are in the kidneys, and it flushes. It actually works on edema. So it sort of breaks and it opens the pathways. So any blockages that are happening, the fennel tends to break it up. For juniper is very good for kidney, for edema. Fennel is very good. Juniper is good for kidneys also. And lemon is very good as well, because lemon kills bacteria and also is very high in vitamin C. And it is said that if you were to do a comparison between herbs and oils, the comparison note is that for every 20 tea bags, the use of oils would be 1 drop. So the comparison is that if you were to use 1 drop of oil in water, it would be like you have just used 20 tea bags. So that is the comparison, and that is how concentrated the oils are. Now oregano, let's say that you have edema is a big one, and rosemary is good for that as well. Cedarwood is very good for edema, because cedarwood actually works in ridding of, it helps with the circulation. So you have one oil that breaks the toxins and breaks the blockages, and then you have the juniper and the cedarwood and the geranium, and those are all oils that help you with, and lemon. And lemongrass is another one too. And those are the oils that actually help in helping edema, and cypress is very good. Cypress is also used for varicose veins. So if you have issues with spider veins or varicose veins, or if you have like your legs are very congested with a lot of big veins that are really popping out, there is a method to it, and there are 3 oils that you use, and cypress is one of the oils that you use in putting it on the vein of concern. You also use blue tansy, and you use helichrysum. Now the process is that helichrysum is used, and helichrysum breaks the blood that's coagulated in that area. And there's a method of massage that you do. And what you do is you put the oil, you put one oil like helichrysum, and you do up and down motion. Then what you do is you do a cross motion, and then you do a X. You do an X, and then you circle it one way and you circle it another. That is how you do every single oil that you apply. You do that method, because in doing that, what you do is you break, you end up giving the direction as to, so that the helichrysum breaks the coagulated blood that's there. But then what you do, the second oil that you do is cypress, and cypress gives it it increases the circulation, but it also gives it the direction so it moves. And then the third one is the blue tansy, and the blue tansy is used so that it strengthens the vein. And so those three oils, every time you put one oil, you do the massage on that method. There's like 4 different massages that you do. And every time you do this, you do it in the morning and you do it at night. And if you do that, I will say that it is said, depending on how long you've had the condition or how big the vein is, I would say that I had a lady that came in and I had done a treatment on, and I remember that she came in on a Wednesday, and I noticed a vein on the back of one of her legs, and I addressed it, and I told her that I had a method of oils that she could use, and that if she did that, she would rid of that. And she said, if you think it's going to help, then fine, you know, I'll get it. She bought the 3 oils, and on Saturday morning, that was on a Wednesday that I worked on her, on Saturday she had actually come back, and she said she wanted to show me, so she upped her pant leg so I could see the vein, that it was already flat. So that is how fast these oils can work. And until it happens to you, you don't give it credence because you don't admit that it can. But the essential oils do work. They do dissolve corns. I mean, you can take oregano oil and you can put it on a corn, and it will dissolve it. I can't tell you that it'll dissolve it right away, because that affects bone as well, but I will tell you that it will work, and correcting your shoe is and it's an important step as well. And so there are essential oils that you can use for fungal nail, and any citric oil will help fungal nail, and you basically put it on the nail bed. And so, so that is for any citric oil like lemon, orange, mandarin, lemongrass. These oils are all good for that condition. Oregano, thyme, and let me see, oregano, thyme, and birch, and basil can work on corns. They're hotter oils. And also, let me see, so we covered varicose veins, fungal nail, edema, kidney, liver, headaches, hormonal, for heart, palpitations, for any heart condition, you can use Aroma Life. And Aroma Life has oils that you can put on your chest, that you can put on the Vitaflex point on the feet, and also on the hand, and also on the elbow. And you can actually help the heart in addressing and helping the heart so that it starts to just so that the rhythm is right, and so that you calm the heart. Essential oils are and you can put them on the bottoms of your feet too to address the heart. There are oxygenation is an important. It's important because all the oils carry oxygen, but they also carry the frequency, and so combined together, it assists in healing, and that is what these essential oils can do. If you do it in a treatment, let's say for the spine, let's say if you have a curve on your spine, like scoliosis, you can actually do raindrop, and we sell these kits, the raindrop therapy, that you can actually do yourself. Normally it's all done. There's a little video in the box when you buy it, but we kind of run down through as to what it is that you need to do, and most of it is pretty simple. It's all dropping oils directly on the spine and on the two muscles that are supporting the spine, along the spine. And by doing that, you just flare the oils and let the body take it all in. And there's a compress that's done, and there are like 7 oils that are done, and they're all working on inflammation, and that is where you use like basil, birch, peppermint, cedar, cypress, Vallard. And Vallard is an oil that it is said that when you put it on, it's like a little chiropractor in a bottle. It's said that if you put the Vallard on your spine and you just flare it and let the body take it in, and then later on come back and then have somebody just massage it a little bit, it actually realigns the spine all on its own. And then all the other oils, what they do is they actually work in ridding the inflammatory disorder or inflammation or the acid that's there, and because they penetrate. But when they penetrate the skin, they actually continue to work past, and they affect because we're like a tree. Our spine supports everything. And so what happens is everything branches out from that. And so everything that you put on the spine, it's fed to every part of you. It goes to your brain, to your eyes, to your nose, to your ears, to all the nerves, to the heart, to every part of you. And so the idea is that is the benefits of essential oils. The other the treatments for emotional. For anyone that is going through some emotional state, we have oils like Trauma Life. We have oils like Release. And these are oils that if you're going through some anger issues, or if you're going through something that happened, abuse or whatever, and you can't seem to deal with it or can't seem to separate yourself or forget it or forgive it, we have oils like Forgiveness. We have oils Release, Trauma Life. We have oils that you use for present time, so it brings you to the present time. And we also have oils for grief and gratitude and humility. And these are all names of oils that are used for that condition, for that particular desire that you would want. The oils, they say that essential oils will pass the blood-brain barrier. And it is said that in using the oils, it can change the trauma done in the DNA. And so when you think about that, it actually, in using the oils, it's almost like a computer. Delete it. It's like it cleans it, gets rid of it, and then you use an oil to start you thinking more clear and away from all that. And these oils do work because we do sell them in our center, and when folks come in with different emotional state, we do sell these oils to them, and they come back saying that very thing, how it has helped them so immensely. So for depression is a big one. If somebody is trying to quit an addiction, a habit, there are oils for that to address those conditions. We have and they all have a particular name. Inner child is one. So if somebody is trying to sort of get in tune with their inner child, we also have oils to address anger issue is a big one. Jealousy, for envy, for Christmas time. There's an oil that you can diffuse in your house, Christmas time. You can diffuse pine. Maybe you don't have money to get a tree, but if you you diffuse pine in your house, it's almost like when somebody walks in or when you walk in, it's almost like you have a tree in the house, and you don't. If you don't have a lot of plants in your house, you can actually diffuse a lot of different oils, and it's like you have, you know, plants in your house. And oxygenation is a big one. When you diffuse, you actually change in killing the airborne bacteria that are in the air, not camouflaging it with some spray, synthetic spray. This is more therapeutic. So whatever you have that you use in diffusing in your house, it will kill mold and mildew. It's like you can use purification, let's say, and you can kill mold and mildew smell, and any smoke or any fishy smell after, you know, cooking fish or whatever. You can actually do lemongrass, you can do lemon in your kitchen, you can do lavender in your bedroom so you're able to sleep. You can do purification in your basement or in your laundry room. You can also use thieves oil, and thieves oil, it comes in a cleaner, and that one is awesome. Everybody loves that, and thieves will kill any germ. You can use it to clean surfaces. You can use it in your wash. You can. This is great for if you have a pet and you want the smell to go away. And you know, now I hear all these different programs where they're doing all these, you know, covering the smell, and you know, it's synthetic chemicals and stuff. And this is more therapeutic, and it's more real, and it's more good for us. But you can put it, you can diffuse that oil. You can actually put it in your if you're washing the dog's bed or the mat or whatever. You can put some thieves oil in the wash, and you can put it also in the rinse, and you can put it a little bit in a cloth or in a little paper towel, put some oil and put it in the dryer, and it will scent your dryer and your clothes. You can also do in your vacuum cleaner. You can actually put thieves in your vacuum cleaner, and in a little cotton ball, and it'll just go through there. So as you're cleaning, you're actually dispersing this nice essential oil. Thieves is one that's used for a lot of different ways. I think I have covered just about all the oils that I can think of. There's, you know, there's the hot flashes is a big one. The prostate is a big one as well, and the oils for those two different conditions are good because they do assist, and they work fast. And but diffusing is it's great. We do have a kit that has we have a kit that is called Essential 7, and the Essential 7 brings you basic oils, and that's your starter oils, and that is like your lemon, your lavender, your purification, your peace and calming, your joy, like they use as perfume. And so those are oils that are your common oils. Those are your basic that you would use for a lot of things, but they introduce you to essential oils. Then we have the everyday oils, and they have those oils too, but they have thieves, and they have Valard, and they have frankincense in that group, and they have the lemon and the peace and calming and the purification and all those. So they give you 3 more extra ones than they do in the basic 7. And for colds and flu, you know, Raven Sarah, RC, and Melaleuca, that's another one, tea tree, that we also have, and that can be used in all those different ways that I said about cleaning and all that. And but you know, there's Melaleuca with chemical things in it, And then there's Melaleuca that has got nothing in it except pure Melaleuca oil. And that is the difference between things that are out there with chemical base, adulterated, and maybe mineral oil, maybe chemicals in any substance, and then a pure substance that you end up incorporating in water and salt and soap that you're actually using, and you're working and putting it all together yourself so that you know what's in it and what goes in there and what to use it for. And for toxicity, heavy metals, and aluminum chloride, and all those, the essential oils will work in ridding of that. Also, the gingivitis, I didn't talk about that, dental issues like gingivitis, bleeding gums. You know, it's funny, we had a customer that came in, and he was going out of town, and he asked me, he says he had problems with his gum, and he says, what should I use? And I says, oregano. And he ended up buying the oregano from us, and he was using it, and he goes, oh, this is so hot, you know, but he was using it anyway. He healed. And but in the process was he ended up going out of town, and he forgot his oil, and so he went to the local store and he got oregano, and he started to use it like he was using our oil, and where he was using one oil, one drop, and it was like hot, he went and he started to use the other oil, and he put one drop and it didn't do nothing. So he puts another drop and it didn't do nothing. So he kept putting the drops, and he had about 10 drops on there, and he said he never got the burn. And so when he came back, we had a customer that was waiting, and I was addressing another customer, and it's funny because we started talking, and the lady overheard me, and then the customer was behind me, and he said, oh, that oregano, let me tell you, and he told the story. So he kind of sold the oil to another person with his testimony. And that's what he said. He said, this oil is amazing. One drop of this, 10 of the other. And it didn't even give me the burn that I got from the oregano. So the idea is that is the potency of it, that is the delivery, and that is the healing that happens with a good grade essential oils. I did want to tap into something about that whole grade method, and as to how it is grade. And it is said that anyone venturing into the world of therapeutic using essential oils must use the purest quality oils available. Inferior quality or adulterated oils most likely will not produce therapeutic results and could possibly be toxic. In Europe, a set of standards has been established that outlines the chemical profile and principal constituents that a quality essential oil should have, known as AFNOR. Association, that's an abbreviation for Association, French Normalization Organization Regulations. And the ISO, it stands abbreviation for International Standards Organization Standards. Now, these are the guidelines that will help buyers differentiate between a therapeutic essential oil and a lower grade oil with a similar chemical makeup and fragrance. That is the difference, and that is what I've been saying all through this session, that when you work with these brands of essential oils, that is what you expect, because they carry that high frequency and the oxygenation that is needed to break whatever it is that's in the body, that's formed in the body. Now, you can actually use these oils for if you have a cyst, a tumor, a growth, you can actually put these essential oils in those areas and use the far infrared dome on it, and it will actually start to work those oils and deliver it and sort of get it to the deep part of it, so that it starts to break and disperse it and breaking it up. So And frankincense is one that is used. Spikenard is another one that's used for cysts and tumors on the breast, and also in any other area. Sometimes we become, some folks, they start doing things and they want fast results, but they don't understand that it took so long to get to where they are now, but they want fast results in getting rid of it. So you have to have patience first, and then realize that you heal going backwards. So if you've had it for 3 years, realize that it's going to take you that amount of time to get rid of it. And sometimes we venture off and saying, not fast enough for me, and you go and have surgery. And I will say that for some, that is the way to go, but not to say that the oils could not and didn't do the work or would not do the work. It would do it if you had the patience, but some of us, we are in a position where we need to go there because whatever it is, it's too great and it needs to be taken care of. But then you can continue to do the work that you've done before, to continue the work and finish up whatever it was that was done in healing. So, so know that whatever it is that you have, that you're addressing, realize that we need a little patience, and it will take care of it. You just need a little patience, and sit quiet and know that it will work. It will work. It just you need just a little time. But for most parts, these essential oils can be addressed at any time of the day. It's best to do it morning and night. Good to do it in the afternoon or midday if you can, but for most people it's always morning and night. It's good to put essential oils in the water, in the bath. They do deliver greater when water drives it in. And the other one is in doing, realize too that when you do the oils on the feet especially, it runs through the whole course. So know that within 20 minutes you feel it or you taste it in your mouth. And if you put it on your spine, know that in addressing the spine, it will affect every area. So, and it's not hard to do. You can always put it on the fingertips and do it on the back. You can put it on the fingertips and do it on the lower. And because from the top to the bottom, it sort of travels this way. So it, can do it that way. And there is also a kit. We have an emotional kit as well. And that one has Sarah, which is sexual abuse and ritual abuse. Sarah, the abbreviation. There's also inner child. There's also present time. There's also humiliation, gratitude, trauma. There's also release. The holy oils are awesome to use. Frankincense, Rose of Sharon. We also have a kit that is also holy oils. There's 12 essential holy oils. Spikenard is actually good in breaking toxins and cysts and tumors. We also have sandalwood, and there's spruce. Spruce is very good for antidepressant. These are a lot of different oils, a lot of holy oils. We have them all. And Christmas time is an oil that you can do. Citric Fresh is one that you can use in your washcloth, so you can wash the dishes. So that as you get done washing the dishes, you can put a little bit of water and put a little bit of the Citric Fresh and put your washcloth in there, and it'll make the whole kitchen smell. And just by doing that little simple method, there is nothing that you cannot do with essential oils. It is one of the things that not too many people know of, but the folks that do know of it have embraced it, and they have worked with it in so many different ways. We do have a little story. I have a story about a guy that had an accident he was a construction worker, and he had an accident, and his parents said that they said he couldn't walk, and so they came in and we told him a few things, told the mom and dad a few things. They sent him some oils that we suggested and stuff, and all of a sudden, within 6 months, he was back on the job, and that is what happened to Dr. Young as well. He had an accident, a lumberjack accident, and he ended up crippled from waist down. He brought himself back. He regenerated nerve tissues. He just regenerated, and he brought back. He was he was putting oils on his spine and stuff, and he was told he would never walk again. And he's had 3 kids since then, and he's participated in a lot of competition and weights, in weight training, and in a convention, in one of the conventions, he did the jousting on a horse. And so can things happen? Can we rebuild? Can we do all these things? We can. And for anybody that would like any information on the essential oils, and that has any questions on anything that we've talked tonight, you can call us at the 651-486-0525, or you can log on to our website at greershealth.com. Thank you.
Sogno l'orizzonte, mancano le parole. Sì, lo so che non c'è luce in una stanza quando manca il sole. Se non ci sei tu con me. Sì, lo so che non c'è luce in una stanza quando manca il sole. Se non ci sei tu. Sì, lo so che non c'è luce in una stanza quando manca il sole. Se non ci sei tu con me. Sì, lo so che non c'è luce in una stanza quando manca il sole.